All right, next is from this is his submission. Paul London tells all. This is his mailbag question. Paul London recently appeared on Rene Dupree's podcast talking about his WWE run. He spoke about everybody and their brother. Fellas, based on your insider knowledge, can you validate any of these claims? Number one, Brian Kendrick has a bad temper. Number two, Bully Ray was a known Undertaker stooge. And number three, Dean Malenko did a bad job as a WWE agent because he was intimidated by Vince McMahon. That's the best from one. And do you have any knowledge of any of these? I have zero knowledge of any of these.
Me zero knowledge. You're just a fanboy.
Right. Next is the last one is from Samganda Chanko. And the subject is Sasha is an entitled mark. Good day, gentlemen. One thing I've noticed about Sasha is that she has an inflated sense of self-worth, rightly or wrongly. She said on Stone Cold's podcast she's on Vince McMahon's level. I know, crazy, right? But from a WWE perspective, knowing how unreliable she is, disappeared for months randomly, complain all the time, wanting to quit, would you ever put a major title on her knowing the doggy track record she has? Especially you, Konnan, as a book. She's a crossover star, more so than anybody in the active roster, so you have to use her prominently. But she's shown herself to be really unreliable and entitled on multiple occasions. Also, considering all the crap the other talents deal with from creative, like Randy Orton had to burn someone alive, so for them to walk out sort of makes them look like marks for their own gimmicks. We talked about this on our Raw review from last week's show. Like I said, walking out, because of your creative is we don't know what happened because we don't know what was promised to her and like whether they changed it. But honestly, it's like everybody else on that roster is making do with the crappy creative that they're given and trying to make it work.
Bro,
so
how much do you how much do you think she's getting paid a year?
I don't know. Do you know the number?
Well, when I looked it up when we were recording yesterday, it was $250, but with
that's the downside.
Yeah, with
it's making way more than $250.
Yeah, with everything else included, it said $2 million, but I don't know if that's accurate.
But she's making $2
Bro,
million.
if you're making $2 million a year, traveling around the world, and come on, dude.
Yeah, but in her defense, what if you're making $2 million a year? Your numbers on social media and merchandise are better than another girl on the roster is making $3 million a year. How are you going to feel?
No, that too. That's why I said we don't know all the facts and we don't know what led her to leaving, right? And we had that question yesterday. Yeah. But, bro, if you're paying me $2 million a year, I'm a pretty happy camper.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I'll make anything work.
That's been the mailbag.
Enjoy the rest of the show. Boom.